hello. Little theme of getting back up one more time, huh? So when these Lakeview readings come out, you'll see one where it's the magician telling you to get up one more time. And little did I know what was on the radar for yesterday afternoon. It's my mom's birthday. And hang on, I need some water. I'm very thirsty. And it was getting close to time, a couple hours to get to the restaurant to meet my brother for my mom's birthday dinner. And we're about an hour away, so it was getting close to time, okay? And my head went out. And the floor was at a 45-degree angle to my face. And I was like gripping, reeling, and spinning. And my parents got really scared. They're like, what is going on? Especially my dad. It horrified him. What can I do? What can I do? And my mom gets a cold cloth. He puts a fan in there because somehow the whole air unit blew yesterday. The repairman couldn't repair it. So just like the air having been blown on my car, it was pretty interesting. And it was really hot in there, and it was really hot out here. So I don't know if the heat triggered it or just various other things, who knows. It just came out of nowhere, and it was very intense. So intense, I was like, do I even want to be here anymore? Will I even be here anymore? Because it was all around my heart and my head, but my heart felt like it was on fire. I put a huge ice pack on it and just kept trying to breathe. And eventually my mother had some sort of patch she put behind my ear. My brother's a nurse practitioner. He called in a prescription for the vertigo. And here I am, almost a day later, quite dry. Whatever those medicines are, man, they shrink you up. They dry you up. But so the unexpected may be happening, difficulties, challenges, whatever else. Still pressing in to find whatever the blessing is, you know? Sorry, I'm squinting hard, y'all. It's mighty bright out here. Yeah. Leaving those lingering questions of what is coming. Will I make it? Can we move ahead? Whatever all those things are. It's been challenging. So the guy worked on my car, and it would have taken too many days to get the part here, and it was totally blown up, the little engine of my air conditioner, and he couldn't spend any more time or money on other things. So he did the main thing. And he said, I rigged it up where it should hopefully last for a month, but at the best, a year. That's what we're really hoping for. And I'm like, okay, how many miles this is away? One direction is a month's worth of driving for me. I drive very little because of where I live. I love a lot of the things around it, but also it's just back and forth to my job and to watch the sunrise. So I'm like, oh, I hope that month is more than an actual month on my car. But being surrounded by so much beauty, it seems so juxtaposed, so strange to just have those things going on. I keep wondering and musing, I don't know if you do too, about how to heal the body, how to get the body put back right, you know, how to feel the miracle, right? I'm all about that. I had been someone who was physically able for a very long time, and now going through this time has been shattering. Like, the brain injury is really hard, and I could hide it most of the time, meaning not falling out, spiraling out with all the different things going, but this other thing can't be hidden because I can't push through it. Trying to find my way around it. Whatever else, still doing the thank you, going through it, and that works on a lot of things. But whatever this thing is, it seems to be more systemic, and when I do that, it only flares it up. So there I am in the midst of all that, finally getting through it. It's fantastic to be like, okay, I can sit up, I can move my eyes, I can talk, I can breathe. My dad was already in bed. My mom and I were sitting on the couch, and there's this glowing light outside the window. A point of light, best way to describe it. And like, do you see it, Mom? She said, I do. And I said, that thing is like what followed me the night before, except it was a steady light. And it was champagne color, where this one was like a whitish green. And then there was another one showing up that was a reddish orange. And they would sit there and wipe at the window. It was really weird. Don't know what all that was. If you do, leave some comments down below. This is the stuff I haven't been willing to talk about because it is showing up hardcore, which means I can't run from it. And would I? I don't know. But I'm not necessarily running towards it either, which is what I used to do when there was past difficulties. Like a giant rattlesnake, I ran towards it. So one of those things had shown up the night before this issue came through. I'm like, what is that? What do they want? I'm not getting any answer. I haven't seen those before. But it's a little freaky. So I guess I'll put it out there and see what you all have to say. It'd be interesting to find out. But I guess keeping everything to myself isn't always the best plan of action because it keeps me limited. It keeps me stagnated. It keeps me out of the universe. And it keeps me locked into this waking nightmare, whatever this thing is. And if any of you have had death dreams, I don't know who has, just put it in the comments down below because there are a couple of people that have shown up here that have, and they're asking questions, okay? So maybe this is a place where we can talk about the unspeakable, talk about those odd little things that we just sort of tuck away and don't want others to know about. My part of fortune is, it's like the X marks the spot. The treasury is in Leo, and it just happened the other day when I went to the burial mound. But it's in the 8th house, the house of secrets and all those other things. So bring it forward here, you know. Sometimes when we open up about our story, we realize how many other people are going through something similar, okay? And it no way diminishes yours. As a matter of fact, it can provide liberation. It can provide encouragement. It can provide some answers that you were missing. So, not just here for me to whine and complain, I promise. I always did better keeping on the lockdown, shut up. But since going through cancer, that was the big thing is I'm going to allow life to be easy instead of hard. Not like I problemated or made it hard. I would just use force, like pushing and making and getting through and then collapsing, right? Because I could recover. But whatever's happened now, there doesn't seem to be that same grace for recovery. So I'm navigating this new energy that I talked to you guys about. Hopefully this is helping someone out there. Hopefully. Yeah, one video that I pulled down because it wasn't really supposed to be up there. I'm like, how did that thing show up? Somebody had made a comment on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not what I loaded. But I had finished recording a talk, which is the one that is supposed to be up today. And then there was just all this stuff sitting around my head and this frustration. And some of us can wonder, how do we get in blah, blah, blah situation, you know? And it's usually those mundane little things that we didn't keep track of. And yesterday I was being volunteered for something. Well, that's not volunteering. Of your own volition, meaning your own willingness to go, hey, I'll do that. I wouldn't have minded being asked, but being volunteered, that's a contradiction. Do you see what I mean? So, yeah. And that reached a place inside of me that sort of made me turn. Talk about that snag versus snare. It was a bit of a snag, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? What makes them think that that's their right or job to do, right? And it was more or less because of my time. I'm not just, ooh, that I'm here. It's like, well, while it's cooler out, let me do these other things. And then when it's hot and blazing hot out here, let me come in and help with that thing that you volunteered me for. You know? Because when somebody else is volunteering you, which of course isn't volunteering, right? It's obligating you. You can get sucked in on their timeline and their trajectory, and before you know it, your whole soul's a mess, just caving out like a panting dog, like, how did all this happen? And you feel bad. And when you feel bad and you don't like feeling bad, you work on feeling better, so you keep healing and restoring those patterns. And honestly, that's not what our life force is meant to be spent upon. So, I don't seem to have a lot to say out here, but I've been going through a lot of pain. Working on that, the kind that kind of takes your breath away. Yeah. And plus, these waters are so still. There's not a lot that's said. Beautiful, but still. So, hopefully this reaches whoever it was meant to reach. And let's chat in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, tap that like button for me, would you, while you're still here? I appreciate it. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.